What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's well. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Welcome to the Onyx Report's Black Masculinist News, covering things of relevance, issues of relevance to black men. Today, I have one that I think many of you are familiar with. If you're anything like me, you're a geek. You have dealt with the most recent Justice League, right? And that would be Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? That would be his recent interpretation, one of which we were kind of denied because he had a family situation with his daughter that would impact anyone to the degree where they really couldn't continue. So he was replaced, and we got to see a whole nother view of the Justice League. Particularly the view that Joss Whedon offered us, and it was lackluster at best. I wasn't a fan. I didn't particularly enjoy the Justice League film the way it came out. Snyder's Justice League I thought was far better, but there was parts that we could have done without. I didn't really need people breaking into song at random points, and I thought his musical choices were fairly horrible. I think those were some of the things that I couldn't. But one of the things that I had to agree with is something I found in this article entitled Zack Snyder's Justice League Shows Just How Dirty the Theatrical Cut Did Ray Fisher. And this is in grapevine.theroot.com, right? Or I should say thegrapevine.theroot.com, right? And so it reads, while the 4-hour movie is a damn endeavor, it's ultimately a worthwhile one in my opinion. It's a DC comic come to vivid life. A full tilt 4-hour crisis event. Throughout the movie, I was consistently impressed with the amount of representation, and as the movie progressed, a gross realization hit me. They literally cut out all of the people of color. Having watched the 2017 cut earlier this week so I could have a basis of comparison, I'm not being hyperbolic. They literally cut out all the people of color in the theatrical cut. Joe Morton in JL-17 for 5 seconds. Kiersey Clemens, she gone. Harry Lennox, nope. Zane Kai, LOL, that's probably the first time you heard his name. The person done the dirtiest, though, has to be Ray Fisher's Vic Stone / Cyborg. Fisher has gone on record alleging the toxic work conditions that resulted from Joss Whedon's being brought in to reshoot essentially the entire movie. So we already know that there was some alleged fuckery going on behind the scenes. In 2017, Cyborg is reduced to babbling exposition and being a weird facsimile of his Teen Titans incarceration. Zack Snyder's Justice League doesn't just restore the director's vision, it's also an unexpected case study on how expendable Hollywood thinks black characters are. The reshoots for Justice League were allegedly to give the movie more heart. Zack Snyder's JL makes it clear the movie already had heart. The problem was that it lied within the characters of color. Now, this was an interesting piece because what's being said is true. When I watched the film, I saw it twice. Once the night it came out, and then another time when my son wanted to see it. And yeah, 4 hours is definitely an endeavor. But in many instances, it was worth it. It was slower paced. They could have done something about the pacing a little bit. Like I said, the music choices weren't the best. But I found the character development to make the movie much more worth watching. Right? You got to see more, particularly about Cyborg, more about his thought process, more about how he functioned. And one of the things I enjoyed most was his relationship with his father. Now, I'm a Joe Morton fan. I've been watching Joe since The Brother from Another Planet in the 1980s. So I appreciate Joe's work. I appreciate his acting. And I thought he was grossly underused in the 2017 JL movie. In this one, you got to see more about his thought process, about what he was going through, really when they actually showed, because in different ventures, you find out about how, Vic's mother, Cyborg's mother died. She dies differently in different series. But in this one, spoilers, she dies in a car crash. And so by the time Joe's character gets there, she's already gone. And when he looks over and looks at his son, there's literally a torso and one arm. And they're saying he's barely alive. And because of the kinds of access he has to, the alien technology, right? he's able to use it to bring back his son. And of course, Victor is traumatized at the loss of his mother, furious about what's going on with his own body. You know, he takes it out in the 2017 version. He has a lot of anger for his father. In this version, he does have that anger still, but it's tempered by actually having moments of engagement with his father. And his father actually has more of a voice, so you get to hear what's going on in his head. I thought they did a beautiful job with that. But the author of this article is right. There were other people of color we didn't get to see. We got to see the return of Jean through another actor whose work I definitely like, Harry Lennox. That was an interesting choice. And if anybody should have been Jean, I thought that was a good one. You know, but nevertheless, what would have really been interesting would have been to actually see the brother who played Jean in the JL cartoon for years. And I am blanking on his name, but some of you in the some of you listening to this know who I'm talking about. Carl Lumley. Carl Lumley is he's definitely he actually, I liked him for a long time because in the 90s he played a superhero character who was handicapped. It was called Mantis, and I thought he did a good job. And then the next thing I know, I'm hearing his voice, which is a voice you know the moment you hear it, you'll always know it. And he played Jean in the JLA cartoon, did a very good job of it. So it would have been nice to actually see him play it here. It would have been a nice nod to, you know, the geek core. But I'm not mad at Harry Lennox. I like Harry Lennox as an actor, so I was glad to see it. But yeah, there were other characters, of course, that you got to see, you know, that I think are going to come back in many ways. If DC has any smarts about how they continue this, they're saying that this version of JL is not canon. I hope they change their mind on that one, but we'll see. It wasn't my most. I didn't like the depiction of Darkseid. I thought in the last Flashpoint animated film, that depiction of Darkseid would have been the one I would have went with. Down from everything from his actual size to even how he dressed. Darkseid is a bit of a snappy dresser, believe it or not. Everything coordinates. This one, he had just weird Omega in his chest, and it just looks strange. But anyway, that aside. I thought Zack Snyder's depiction was far better, and this author is absolutely right in terms of the representation of characters of color. And there's a lot more to be offered, but we're gonna have to push for it and make a demand, just like we made a demand that Zack Snyder's vision make it to the screen. We're gonna have to keep doing it to make sure these characters aren't thrown away. Because I personally don't want to see a sequel to Joss Whedon's version. I really don't. I'd love to see a sequel to this one. Right? Anyway, y'all have a good one. Hope you enjoy your day. Peace.